What is up, YouTube? It is the Wild Jotion, and I'm just here making sort of a half draft analysis for Season 5 of the Delta Battle League. Now, I say half draft analysis because the draft does only have 6 Pokemon out of 11. And as I'm recording this, the draft is still going on, which is why I have the sheet open here. So once I get my other 5 picks, I'll come back with the second half of this. But until then, I just want to briefly go over and explain why I picked everything I did. Before I do, just a little insight on what this league is. Like I just said a couple seconds ago, this is the Delta Battle League. I'm one of the 2 new teams in the league, of course, the Chicago Beartics, and it's actually surprising that I got it. I actually wasn't expecting to get in when I applied. I was expecting to probably maybe be a D League coach, thinking it was going to be a lot of better players that are much better at Pokemon than I am that was going to fill up the main spots. So I can tell you for a fact, it completely caught me off guard when I found out that I got in, and that's why I'm here with this, like I said earlier. So, as far as the draft goes, I had the 15th pick, which means 14 teams got to pick before I picked, and then it was my pick. The team after me got their pick, and then they had the will pick, and then it was my pick again. So, it was basically like I had the will, but at the same time, I necessarily didn't because I wasn't exactly the last pick in the first round. But it's close enough to it to where I can might as well say I had the will pick. So the main focus of this team I wanted to do was maybe like an offensive like team because when I play Pokemon, I'm more of an offensive player. But at the same time, I needed hazard removal, a way to hazard stack. I needed bulk on my team. This time around, I didn't find speed as important, which you would probably notice with these picks. I didn't find speed important, but I just wanted from a team that fit the way I usually play Pokemon. So that's why with my first pick, I went and picked Tapu Fini. Now, Tapu Fini, Water Fairy type. Misty Surge is a great ability with some Misty Terrain, and I do not remember Misty Terrain does off the top of my head. But as a secondary ability, Telepathy, where it doesn't take damage made by its allies, which is kind of useless here considering it's only like a double battle ability. Its staff, it kind of has good staff, but it's mainly towards its defensive staff, like Blastoise is. But it has base 95 special attack, which is alright. Base 85 speed, that's just fine. Well, I can work with that just fine. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm talking too fast. It's force of habit. If move phase isn't that bad, need to be in the water fairy type. Of course, it's going to get if no move like Dazzling Gleam, Scald, Surf. It also gives Shadow Ball, which I love. Shadow Ball fairy move. It gives both Light Screen and Reflect, so I can run dual screen. Nature's Madness is I want to say fun, but at the same time, kind of odd because it only does half the target's HP. So if I used it on the Chansey, for example, it will just immediately do half damage, which is kind of like a situational fairy type move. Haze, if someone tried to set up, I can use Haze to reset the stats. Calm Mind, if I wanted to set up, it gives Defog, which if you saw some of my earlier drafts, the thing I kind of always forget about drafting is hazard removal. So I love the fact that it gives Defog. Grass Knot for coverage, Ice Beam for coverage. It gives return. Maybe if I wanted to run physical type of thing, like return or facade. But if I might not run all the time. I'm just playing that. And then we have Mega Fever. Mega Fever is actually my favorite Mega Pokemon. So it was actually crazy that I got to pick this thing up. And no less, I picked this thing up over Celesteela. That shows how much I valued this pick, that I grabbed it over Celesteela, which is honestly more bulky and I believe faster as well. But 150 attack and 140 defense, I was not about to pass that up. It even has 100 base special defense, which is kind of wild as well. And main ability being Technician, which increases the power is 50 or less. So it's like, what's a good move I can use for this example? Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is based for 40 power. But with Technician, it becomes base 50 power because of that 1.5 damage. And then adding the stab, and I believe it's base 72. My math might be horribly wrong. I'm sorry. And Bullet Punch is actually a great move for it to have because of priority and because of the fact people you might run low speed on it. But it also gives defog, which is amazing. It gives Brick Break, Acrobatics for aerial aids, Agility to set up its speed. It gives Frustration for minimum return to catch something like Ditto off guard. It gives Iron Hand Knockoff, two of my favorite moves. Morning Sun, which I actually never noticed. That's kind of wild. But it gives both Morning Sun and Roof. You see people run the Roof most of the time, but if you're facing like a Sunny Day type team, which I don't know, why would you leave this thing out against the Fire type in the first place? Morning Sun will honestly be better. Then for my third pick is Latios, and I have no idea how I managed to get this thing in the third round. It's crazy, but Latios is a Pokemon I've been wanting to use for a very long time, and I'm glad I finally was able to draft it. Levitate is an amazing ability, so it doesn't get hit by ground type moves. Its stats are amazing as well. Base 130 in special attack, 110 in both special defense and speed, 80 in HP, 90 attack, 80 defense. That I can't argue with that. And this moveset is amazing as well. Body Slam, another defogger. It gives Draco Meteor, Dragon Claw, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Dance. It can run Earthquake, Energy Ball. It gives both Life Green and Reflect as well, so it doesn't just fall on top of any. Gives Rest and Roof, Ghost type moves, Thunder and Thunderbolt. Like, Jesus, this thing is so versatile. I'm glad I finally get to take advantage of that. That's not the only thing I'm glad I get to take advantage of. Mammothwine. This thing right here has been the bane of my existence in League Battle for so long, and I am glad I finally get to take advantage of it. Oblivious. Maybe if I was running like Hazard, Mammothwine, if someone predicted that, Oblivious would be good. Snowcloak, if I was running the Ice team, this would be a good ability to have, honestly. But Thick Fat is amazing. It half the damage of both fire and Ice type move. Ice type is neutral anyway, but Fire type, which is normally super effective against Mammothwine, damage gets cut in half. And that's honestly lovely. As far as stats go, 130 attack, 110 HP, and then it's like 80 defense and speed. It's kind of like, all right. And if special attack, special defense, forget about it, honestly. And if moveset is not that bad either, to be honest. It does have get ancient power, which can raise all stats, but my luck is honestly so horrible that I never get it. Obviously, Earth power and Earthquake. Well, more Earthquake than Earth power. Avalanche for if you ran Flow Mammothwine. Freeze Drive for the water types. Obviously, if main Ice type move, it also gives Iron Head and Knockoff. And also gives Dual Screams, but I've never seen Dual Screams ran on Mammothwine. Rock Slide for main coverage. Stealth Rock, like I mentioned earlier. It also gives Superpower, which I'm going to assume you hit your opponent with the Tusk. I don't know where I'm going with that. And then for my fifth pick was Chestnut. Now, if you actually saw my Season 2 battle from the PSL, I had Chestnut on that team, and it worked so well when I brought it. I had to grab it again. I love Chestnut. It's actually my favorite. I want to say it's my favorite graph. No, I take that back. My second favorite graph type starter. And it's deep, that base physical defense, 122. 107 attack, 88 HP. Deep 3 down here don't matter at all. Its abilities are kind of like alright. Bulletproof is clearly better because you can't get here move like Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast. I think Fire Blast is in that same area as well. This thing could honestly Wall Chandelier. I might be wrong. I'm kind of a little out of the loop at the moment, but one of the reasons I love this thing is Spiky Shield. Spiky Shield is like Protect, but if your opponent uses a physical move against you, and it hits Chestnut when you use Spiky Shield, it'll take damage. And I've actually gotten a couple kills doing that. Also, Drain Punch. I love Drain Punch as a move. You recover your HP by 50% the damage you deal to your opponent. So you pair that up with the Life Orb. Even though you're going to lose 10% after you recover the HP, it's still a great raid. But Fifth to Fifth is still better. Gyro Ball, if you want to run Super Flow, Chestnut, Leech Feed, and Substitute, Sub Feed, Chestnut. It gets Roar to wear your opponent out if someone try to fed up. Super Fang, I don't know why you never run it. Taunt, Toxic, Woodhammer, the move you kind of expect for this didn't have. And so, my last pick from the first half of the draft, Galvantula. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't focus on speed that much. Basically, being my only real fast Pokemon is Latios, being base 115. So, and I still need an electric type. So I was originally going to grab Jolteon with this pick, but then I noticed that I kind of might need speed control, so I grabbed Galvantula instead. Now, Galvantula is not as fast as Jolteon. It's only it's not as fast as Jolteon, only base 108, and it doesn't hit as hard from the special side. So it's kind of like worth, but in return, it's part bug type, and I get stab from moves like Bug Buzz. It also learns Energy Giga Drain to recover its health. It gives Leech Life if you want to run physical. Famous Poison Jab. Like Jolteon, I learned from the beam, but Sticky Web is the real prize here. Well, or I should say half the prize, because if your opponent switches a Pokemon in a Sticky Web, your speed stage goes down by 1, which is amazing. But the other reason to this thing is Compound Dive, where the accuracy would get multiplied by 1.3. So a move like Thunder right here, which is base 70% accurate, times 1.3, it becomes base 80. Wait. No, not base 80. It becomes base 93. Yeah, base 93% accurate. Which is freaking amazing. Having Thunder being able to hit over 90% of the time, I will gladly take that. So, yeah, that was only kind of like just a brief explanation. You will notice in the date, by the time I come back and record the second half of the video, that, yeah, this is only just about half of my draft, like I said. I don't know how to word it, but I'm trying to not give away what my final 5 picks are, but they honestly might not be as good as the first 6 because I kind of don't play with the lower tier Pokemon as much, give or take a few. But I'm honestly really excited about the draft. So when the second half finishes, I will be back recording that half. And it might be like early in the morning, but it'll be worth it. So I'll see you guys whenever that happens. Okay, we're back, and you can see how long it took between part one when I recorded the first half and how long it took for the second half to get drafted. But as you can see by the last 5 Pokemon I drafted, I was fully committed until having the slow yet bulky type draft. And you can stick it with. I'm sorry, I'm cooking. I'm trying to do the fast I can. So my round 7 pick was Blissey. Now, I wanted to use Chansey, but I figured I might as well get Blissey since Blissey was a lower tier, and I didn't want to raise extra points to pick up another tier 2 Pokemon in Chansey. Now, Chansey is more on the special defensive side, but physically defensive and physically attacking, it's non-existent. Physical defense does not exist, but that special defense is amazing. Slap an assault. Actually, no. I mean, assault vest will be a good item on this Blissey, but you would have to basically give it all special attacking moves like Dazzling Gleam, Fire Blast, or Flamethrower, Focus Blast, Grass Knot. So it's like if I didn't want to run a status on this Blissey, then the assault vest would be perfect. But yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Next, we have Dusclops. Dusclops is fitting with the theme of my second half of my draft. Extremely bulky with base 130 in both defensive stats. And it has base 70 attack and 50 special attack, which is doable. But just know this is going to be mainly bulky all the time. Pressure is a great ability. So is Frisk. Frisk can basically give away a set that opposing Pokemon could be running. And this move, I know Joe Keita, it has a great move set, surprisingly, and that kind of caught me off guard. And I'll forget Psychic. Looking at you, Frosty. Yep, 27 Psychic type. Psychic, no, 27 Poison type. And next we have Cradilly. Cradilly was another Pokemon I had on my PFL championship team. This thing did so well in the amount of games I brought it to. It is unreal. 97 defense, 107 special defense, 81 in both attack stats, 86 in HP. Fetch and Cuff and Storm Drain has ability. Storm Drain is clearly the better ability because of giving it immunity to water, which I think is normally weak to. Don't correct me if I'm wrong there. Agent Power is a great move. Gig Drain, great move. Pain Split, great move, obviously. Recover, Rock Slide, Feed Bomb, Rock Polish, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge. It's just like, I'm about to have fun with this thing. Next, we have Delphi. Now, this is kind of the only pick I kind of went off the bulky type draft I've had this whole time. And because Delphi is more offensive, but it's both fire and psychic type, which fire was a type and I felt like I needed on this team, and it being half psychic isn't that bad. And honestly, in my personal opinion, it's base 104 speed, so it naturally outspeeds base 100 Pokemon. 100 special defense, 114 special attack. That is great. Gives me a nice special attacker that can take special hits as well. And if I wanted to give all the EVs into defense, I could do that as well and have his defense be up there around what his special defense and speed is. And they also have a great moveset. That's the main thing about this team I drafted. Its movesets are just crazy good. I mean, I could literally run anything I wanted on it. And so my final pick, which was the second to last pick overall in the draft, was Muck. Now, originally I wanted Alola Muck, and that was going to be my tier 4 Pokemon and not Delphi, but sadly Alola Muck got sniped. So that just left me with regular Muck. Regular Muck, if base 105 HP and attack, base 100 special defense. I do wish his defense stat could have been like a little bit higher, so it could tank more physical hits, but it is what it is. And I honestly don't see myself bringing Muck to that many battles, like maybe 2 or 3, possibly 4. Who knows? It could change in the blink of an eye. And I know this half wasn't as well detailed and explained as I did with the first half, but like I said, I was trying to record this fast as I possibly could because I'm kind of busy at the moment. So, and I'm most likely going to combine both of these halves into one video. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this draft analysis, I'm a team builder. No, draft analysis. Please leave a like, subscribe for more Pokemon content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.